Hi everyone! Welcome to Get Your Play Online. My name is Michelle, and today for ABC Arts and Crafts, we are going to be learning all about the letter G. And since we have just started our first week of our summer program and the theme is all around the world, I thought we could learn a little bit about giraffes because giraffe starts with the letter G. So we're going to learn all about the letter G, what sound it makes, how to write it, and then we're going to make this really cute giraffe craft. But before we do all that, I wanted to just start off by reading a really fun book. This is one of my favorite books. It's called I Am Not a Chair by Ross Burach, and the main character is a giraffe. And this is just a really fun book. It's not really like a trivia book, but the main character is a giraffe, so I thought we could kick things off today by reading this together. So let's go ahead and get started, and then we will learn all about the letter G. So I am not a chair. And here's the cover, the inside cover art. On Giraffe's first day in the jungle, he felt something wasn't right. Can I share that chair? Chair? I am not a chair. Giraffe knew he needed to clear things up right away. But splat! The monkey threw a banana peel in his face. He couldn't quite get the words out. I'm a giraffe. Can't they see? I have spots and ears and eyes and these, whatever these things are. If they couldn't see the difference, Giraffe would have to show them. Snap! I wonder what he's doing. Twist, twist, clank, clonk. Now that's a chair. That looks nothing like me. New friends were already headed his way. Problem solved. Oomph, wobble, wobble, smash. Oh no, my chair. I'll fix it. This goes here, that goes there. Uh-oh. They put Giraffe together all wrong. Giraffe's first day could not get any worse, but at least no one could sit on him now. Flap, flap, flap. Some birds came to rest on Giraffe. Now they're using him as a chair. While Giraffe looked for a solution, someone was spying on him. A human. Surely he will know who I am. Look at those spots. It's perfect. Uh-oh, the human is taking Giraffe away. Ah, and the human is using Giraffe as a chair too. Smartest species? Yeah, right. Enough. I am not a chair, and I am speaking up to the next animal I see. Roar! Well, next animal I see will be my dinner, said Lion. Even if I have to sit here all night. Giraffe wished he could run. He wished he could hide. He wished he wasn't so afraid. No, I need to speak up. I need to be me. And Giraffe couldn't hold it in any longer. I've got to pee. Okay, here goes nothing. Excuse me. Hmm? Lion's checking him out. Ah! Run for your lives! A talking chair! I am not a chair, I'm a giraffe. He scared the lion away. And the very next day, he told everyone, and everything felt right. Me, a chair. Can you believe it? The end. Thank you guys for sharing that book with me. That is just one of my favorites. And the main character was a funny little giraffe. So let's start learning all about the letter G so that we can make our very own giraffe craft, just like the giraffe in our book. So a couple fun facts about giraffes is that they only live on the continent of Africa, and they can be 18 feet tall. That's more than 3 of me. They're super, super tall, and they have really, really long tongues. Their tongues can be up to 21 inches. So that's almost 3 feet long. Can you imagine if your tongue was 3 feet long? That would be like this big. So giraffes are pretty cool animals. And they're really unique and special. They only live on the continent of Africa in the savanna regions. So that's all I have about giraffes. Let's learn how to make our letter G. So if you can tell from my little giraffe, this is the letter G. And letter G is really special because it makes 2 different sounds. Now we do have a couple letters in our alphabet that make 2 different sounds, and G is one of them. So the first sound that G makes is just like the beginning sound of giraffe. If you listen for the first sound, J, giraffe, that's what the letter G sounds like. Letter G also sounds like the first sound in the word goat. G, goat. So letter G is super special, but I just want to focus on the long sound that letter G makes. J, because we're going to be making our giraffe today. All right, so now that we know what the letter G looks like and what it can sound like, we are ready to start practicing writing our letter G. So grab a piece of paper and grab a writing utensil. You can use a pencil, probably be easier, but I'm going to use marker so that you guys can see on camera. So here's our letter G. And I like to trace it with my finger first before we start writing, just so we can get the hang of the movements for letter G. So for letter G, it's going to use the same shape that the letter C is. So we start at the top and we go all the way around, back up, and in. So it makes one big curvy line, bring it up, and in. Okay, there's a couple different ways to write the letter G, but this is the one we're going to learn today. So let's practice one more time with our finger. We start at the top, go all the way around, up, and in. Awesome. Now let's practice writing it with a writing utensil. So like I said, I'm going to use marker, but if you have a pencil at home, that'll be great too. So ready? Start at the top, go around, back up, and in. Great job. It's just like drawing a C, but then it has a little straight line on the inside. Let's try it again. Ready? All the way around, back up, and in. Great. Let's try one more time. Remember, just like a C, but with one extra little line. Ready? Start at the top, go all the way around, up, and in. Awesome job. So let's see, which G do I think turned out the best? I think this last G that I did here is the best. So I'm going to give it a circle so that I know what to look at when we're doing our letter G craft later. So here is our G. Great job practicing, you guys. So for our giraffe craft today, let me show you the materials that you guys are gonna need, and then we can get started on making it together. So I like to do 2 different crafts for every letter that we do here, just so that everyone can make a craft. Even if we have really young friends watching, they can do it with finger paint. And if we have some older friends watching, they can cut with scissors. So we're going to be making a handprint giraffe. And we're also going to make our paper letter G giraffe. Okay? And you can do both, but I just do both of these options so that more friends can join in, younger and older. So for everything today, we're going to need some yellow paint for our handprint giraffe. Finger paint is great for that. And then I like to use cotton balls to kind of apply the paint to my hand. And I've got paper for our paper giraffe. I've got white paper over here, and I've got yellow paper. I've also got a glue stick, some scissors, and yellow markers. You're also gonna need a brown marker. So that is it. That's all we'll need for today, and then let's go ahead and get started on our handprint giraffe. We're gonna do that one first so the paint will dry while we're making our paper. And then we will come back to it to finish once the paint is dry at the very end. So let's get our white paper all ready. And I am going to go grab my baby wipes because I like to wipe my hand off with baby wipes instead of running to the sink to wash my hands. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my baby wipes ready so I can just wipe off my hands after we're done. All right, so let's get started. We're just going to add some yellow paint to the palm of our hand. And you want to get a nice thick layer because the yellow is really light and we want it to show up nice on our white paper. So get a nice thick layer of paint all over your hand. Great. All right, now we're going to place our hand with our fingers pointing toward the bottom of the paper, just like this. And our thumb is going to be kind of sticking out a little bit here, and our fingers are going to be kind of relaxed but close together, just like this. Our thumb is out, fingers are relaxed. So 1, 2, 3, press it into the paper. And then make sure all of your hand is sticking down on the paper. Press in your palm, press in your knuckles. And 1, 2, 3, pull it up. Awesome. So we're gonna add one more thing to our handprint before we set it off to the side to dry. We're going to dip back into our yellow paint and we're gonna add a really long giraffe neck right here at the top. And this is gonna be on the opposite side where our thumbprint is. So we're just adding this neck for our giraffe. Remember, giraffes have really long necks and really long legs. And then we're going to add a little circle at the top for the head. Awesome. I'm going to wipe off my hand here. All right. So here is what you should have for your handprint giraffe. Hopefully you guys can see that well on camera. But we have our handprint, and then we added the long neck and a little circle at the top for the head. So we're going to set this off to the side to dry. And now we're going to get started working on our letter G paper giraffe. So grab your yellow paper. If you do not have yellow construction paper, you can still do this on white printer paper and then just color in with yellow marker. So we're going to start by drawing a G shape on our yellow paper. And you know, I think I'll do this. I'm going to do this in pencil first, and then I'll outline it so you guys can see it good on camera. Let me just scoot you back. There we go. Okay, so for letter G, we're going to make it pretty big. We don't want to make it the whole size of our paper, so I'm just going to fold this piece at the bottom just so I know where to end my letter G. So let's start at the top. We're going to make our C shape, go out, around, back up, and in. Great. Okay, so for this little inside piece here, I like to just draw a little rectangle and make it nice and thick. And then just follow along the inside of the line you just made. And we're kind of making like a thick outline for our letter. And then we're going to go on the outside. And we're just making our G nice and thick. We're making a bubble letter G. That's what I like to call it. Let me take a look. Yep, that looks good to me. So let me outline that in marker so you guys can see it before I cut it out. And if you're working on white paper, you can just make your outline and then color it all in with yellow marker. Okay, there's my G. This is about what we should have right before we start cutting out. So let's take our scissors and we're going to carefully cut out our G. Cut along the outside lines that you made. And it's okay to ask a parent or maybe an older sibling for help on this part if you are still needing some help with scissors. And what I like to do is just cut totally across the top. So I have this, and I can put my scraps off to the side and cut it out a lot easier. And on the inside of this G is where we're going to need to be really careful because there's a lot of little parts on our G. So just be gentle and work slowly when you're cutting it out. All right, there is our letter G. The inside is kind of wobbly. But now you can gently erase the pencil marks. It actually probably would have been easier to erase them before we cut it out. But this is okay too. So I'm just going in and erasing any pencil marks that are left. Almost done. Okay, so now we can draw the head for our giraffe. And I like to use the G and put it on top of my scrap paper to kind of measure how big I think the head is going to need to be. So the head is going to be kind of like a circle oval shape. So let's go ahead and draw that now. I'm using the G to see how big it needs to be. And again, I'll outline it in marker for you guys so you can see it. Here is mine, and mine kind of looks like an egg shape, and that's a good thing because it doesn't need to be a perfect circle to look like a giraffe head. So this is what I'll be cutting out for the giraffe head. And we're also going to need to give our giraffe some ears. So I'm just drawing kind of like a teardrop shape. For the ears, and those are going to be right on top of the head. So here's what I have, and we're just going to cut it out. Awesome. So here's the shape that I have for my giraffe head. The good thing about this one is you can turn it over and use the back side if you want a clean side, or you can just use the side that you drew on. So I'm going to erase my pencil marks. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue on our head to our body, which is the G. So it should go right at the top of the G, right up here. And let me see. Yeah, that looks good to me. So let's get our glue. And I like to put the glue on the G and then place the head where I put the glue. Awesome. Okay, last thing we need are two little horns for our giraffe and a little tail. So we really just need to cut out some rectangle shapes from the rest of our scrap paper. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to cut along the straight side of this scrap paper. And you want a rectangle that looks like this, kind of thin. And then we're going to use it to kind of measure how long our tail needs to be. And then we're going to cut two little horns like this for the top of our giraffe's head. So for the tail, you can make it a little bit curvy if you want to go back in and cut a little bit off. And for the tail and the horns, I like to add a little bit of brown to those. So I'm adding a little bit of brown to the end of the tail to make it look a little bit more furry. And for the horns, I'm adding a little brown circle up at the top. Just like this. So I'm going to make these horns just a little bit thinner. So that is one of my giraffe horns. Here is the second one. And here's what my tail looks like. So let's go ahead and glue all these onto our giraffe, and then we can give him some spots. So glue on the horns up on top of his head. One and two. There's his horns, and here's his tail. It's going to go right here at the bottom. Now we can finish off our giraffe with some brown spots and a face too. So I'm going to give him two eyes and two nose nostrils. And then giraffes have lots of brown spots all over their body. So you can start coloring in some like brown circles. And they can be big or small, however you want them to look. I like to do some big ones and some small ones too. All across his body. I think this is really cool because everybody's giraffe is going to look so different. You can make them round, you can make the spots more like square shaped, or you can just draw little polka dots all over him. All right, so there's my giraffe. And I'm just going in and adding, maybe a little fuzz in his ears. I'm just making him a little bit more detailed. So here is our giraffe. This is what it looks like. I think it turned out super cute. I would love to see how everyone's paper giraffes turn out. So now that we're done with our paper giraffe, let's go back to our handprint giraffe. And for this part, we are going to need a brown marker. And if you have brown paint, you can use that for this part. We're pretty much just going to be adding a face and some giraffe spots to our handprint. So if you don't have brown paint like me, but you do have yellow paint, you can add some purple paint to the yellow and it will mix together to create brown. So I'm just adding a little bit of purple and I'm mixing it in with my finger to create some brown paint. And there is my brown. So now with your finger, you can go back in to your handprint and add some giraffe spots. And you can make them big, small, all around their body. On the tail, because this thumbprint over here is going to be our tail. Make sure to get some on the neck. And a couple down the legs. And then at the very bottom of the legs, I like to make big brown spots so that it looks like hooves. Because giraffes are a hoofed animal. They have hooves like horses do on their feet. And then here on the giraffe's neck, we can add some more brown because giraffes have manes, kind of like horses as well. They have some fur on their neck called a mane. Okay, so that's all for my brown paint. Now I'm going to take my brown marker and just kind of add the same details that we added to our paper giraffe. So we're going to need some ears and the horns. And we're definitely going to need a face. So 2 eyes and a nose. And let's see, maybe a little bit of hair on the end of the tail. And that looks great to me. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks really good to me. And you can outline it too if you want, kind of like this. And there you guys go. That is our handprint giraffe. I am so glad that you guys joined me today to learn all about the letter G and make a really cute giraffe craft. And if you guys followed along with these today, I would really love to see how they turned out. Let's write the word giraffe on our handprint giraffe, and then I will sign off and let you guys get back to your day. So let's see, giraffe. Of course, we know it starts with a G. So at the top, we're going to write our G. I, R, A, F. And we learned that one last week, right, friends? Another F. And then last is an E. And there is our giraffe. And don't forget to write your name, because every artist should label their work. All right, that is it. That's all that I have for you guys today. I hope you all had fun making giraffes with me and learning all about the letter G. And I can't wait to see you guys next time. Next week, we are going to be learning about the letter H for our carnival and circus theme. So definitely tune into that if you want to learn some more with me. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys next time at Get Your Play Online. Bye!